long opening music there, but I had a problem with the timer. Welcome to the City Show. Pat O'Melia here, live from our studio in North Bergen. As I start every show, download the Live 365 app. That's where you can follow us. If you're listening now, you obviously downloaded the Live 365 app. But tell your friends. Hopefully this week we're going to make announcements on some of the new shows coming in. But there's a lot of other programming besides our programming on Live 365, a lot of music, a lot of podcasts, that sort of thing. So download it. Just go to our Twitter. You'll see I uploaded the QR code so you can just take a picture of it and download it. What we're going to talk about today is we got a debate tonight in Jersey for the Jersey City mayoral election. It should be a contentious one because we're getting close to the end of the cycle of debates. You got early voting starting Saturday here in Jersey City on the 25th. We're going to talk about Christ Hospital. That's really turning into a soap opera situation, and it looks like a lot of deceit also involved in it. Then we'll talk about the normal governor's race. We'll talk about the No Kings protest in Jersey City. Got a lot of stuff on the agenda here, but first, let's break for commercial. You're listening to The City Show here on GGR. I'll be right back.
Comprehensive healthcare is here, and here. RWJ Barnabas Health is healing, enhancing, and investing in Hudson County with its two newest locations, Hoboken and Exchange Place. Within walking distance or accessible by mass transit, our locations combine convenience with primary and specialty care, including cardiology, women's health, orthopedics, cancer care, and more. Let's be healthy together.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net.
No one plans on heart disease, but everyone should have a plan for it. We help patients of all lifestyles and medical histories plan for healthy hearts. We offer convenient screenings without judgment, hundreds of preventive programs, and women's heart specialists. And we're the largest cardiac surgery program in New Jersey. Make plans for a healthy heart with RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
We're back. City Show here on GGR. Pat O'Melia. We got the debate tonight, I was saying before, Jersey City mayoral debate. I'm sure we'll have somewhere around 6 of the candidates. It's really interesting with the debates and how many people don't want to debate. If you're trying to get your message out there and you're trying to get votes, you have to attend the debates, not just the ones we're doing here in HMG. We just did 5 city council debates. We did a debate for NJCU, and we're doing another one tonight. And we're probably going to try to squeeze a Ward F1 in there. There was some confusion there. I definitely want to get Frank Gilmore in here for certain, but we'll work that out. It's amazing how many candidates are like, no matter what time you do it, by the way. Tonight starts live at 6:30 on Comcast Channel 190, 1098, and on our Hudson Media Group streaming channels on YouTube and Facebook. It's amazing how many people have some sort of a scheduling issue. Now, we set these dates up back in August and September. So a lot of time to arrange your schedule. And so far, for the most part, the candidates they've been showing up. We haven't had a full roster yet, which is kind of okay because when you have a full roster, it's a lot of equipment has to be put in place. I don't mind having 5 out of the 7, I'll be happy with 4 out of the 7. But tonight, I think we got everybody coming in. There's always something, if some of them actually ask for the questions. Yeah, getting the questions, the debates. Who confirmed? Just worry about yourself. Don't worry about who confirmed to be here. Just worry about getting yourself here. That's it. all he is need votes. No matter how hard you campaign, I'm going to tell you now, we're going to have a runoff. And the runoff date is December the 2nd. Now, again, our election day is November the 4th. Hopefully, the Junior Maldonado and his gang can get us a confirmation on November the 4th of who won the election, so we don't have to wait a week. Early voting starts, as I said earlier, on Saturday the 25th. You can go to your polling stations and cast your votes. I always go. I want the experience. I go on November the 4th. I go on Election Day. But we're going to be doing it tonight, and if you go to our YouTube channel, you'll see all the debates we've produced so far. We did 5 of them. Did wards A, B, C, D, and E. Like I said, there was some confusion last week with Ward F. We'll get that straightened out. If anything, I'll make sure I bring Frank Gilmore in. The viewers, Ward D is getting the most views. Yeah, that's because I moderated it, so that's obviously people are tuning in to see me. But that's got like double all the other ward debates, and the mayoral one is in the thousands somewhere. Yeah, but those numbers show you something. When we go to vote, not many of us do, but we'll have something like 14% voter turnout, 16%, and that's awful. But it never changes. We Jersey City people, we got more to do. Somewhere along the line, we'll be able to vote from home. We'll have this, they got the technology now, retina scans and fingerprints. So you can get online, you can do it on your phone or on your computer, you put your fingerprint there, or your retina scan, whatever the case is, and maybe then Jersey City people will vote. But it's really a shame on our voter turnout. It's dismal. I mean, it is really bad. But it's the way we always are. And that's a real benefit to the established candidates, the Solomons of the world, the Bill O'Day, who's been, working for the people of Jersey City for the last 40 years on the west side of Jersey City, whether as a municipal representative or county rep. Bill is there. Jimmy McGreevy, name recognition, more name recognition than any other guys in this field. Joyce Waterman's another one, good name recognition. Then you got the other guys, it gets a little tough for them because you don't have it. And if you don't have name recognition and the constituency, you have a real problem with low voter turnout. It'll be interesting to see what happens in New York City with Mandani. He did okay with the primary. Let's see what happens with a general election. And in New York City, they actually come out and vote, which is amazing. How busy they say they are in New York City. In Jersey City, maybe I do it, maybe I don't. Who knows? We'll get around to it. But tonight at 6:30, like I said, on Comcast 190, and it's live, by the way. It's a live debate. John Hines from Hudson County View is moderating it. So we'll have. I got the sets. I'm looking at all the podiums as I speak right now. Don't turn away from the mic, Pat. We got 6 podiums up, which is probably enough for tonight. Maybe 5 would be good. But my camera setups, I could get 5 live feeds into my my video mixers. So we got to manipulate these 5 cameras. When you got 6 or more people, it gets even more interesting. But tonight, if you got the time, watch it live. But we're in a DVR world where everybody watches that the DVR YouTube world wherein we watch things at our own convenience. And like I said, it's amazing when I'm looking at the numbers on the shows on YouTube. There's still people watching it. There were some comments today on the Ward D. Ask Maya. There were comments today about Veronica. She's running on the slate with James Solomon and the other guy, Jake. They got some positive comments there. People are watching this at their leisure. And like I said, we're a DVR world, YouTube world. I don't know how many people watch this in live as it happens, real time. I tell you, if I do more debates, and that's like 4 years from now, the municipal, I will do them all in the afternoon. There will be no more 6:30. Let these guys go out and gals go out and campaign in the streets, kiss the baby, shake hands. You do that at night. We'll bring you in at 1 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We can do the debates there. Who can watch it live? You can watch it at work live. You watch it on your phone. You can do all that. And again, like I said, we're in a YouTube DVR world. Most people are watching this stuff at their leisure, at home. Hopefully not when they're driving. So this will be the last of a 6 o'clock. I will, because I'm positive we're going to have a lot of runoff. I will do runoff debates, which is pretty simple now because it's just 2 people. So we'll definitely do runoff debates here, and they'll all be in the afternoon. It will all be at 1 o'clock or 3 o'clock. You can mark that down. Today at 9 a.m. this morning, Ward E, Councilman James Solomon and candidate for mayor James Solomon had a press conference in front of Christ Hospital concerning the future of Christ Hospital. It is astonishing. The more we dig into this takeover of the CarePoint hospitals by Hudson Regional Health, how much of a bill of goods we might have been sold here. Yeah, it was like 2 months ago. We're doing a happy dance. You got Jimmy Davis out there, Mayor Fuller, Mayor Ravi Bala in Hoboken. All the unions, they're all dancing. Look like a friggin' Charlie Brown Christmas thing, the way they're all dancing around out there. And here we are, a very short time later, Christ Hospital is in danger of closing. Not only is it in danger of closing, they submitted development plans for the site for 2 10-story towers. So there was never any issue about what the story was going to be of Christ Hospital. There was never an incident where we were going to try to save Christ Hospital. They filed development plans for 2 towers. Now, I don't know how that's going to work because Mayor Fulop, in one of the many rounds of saving Christ Hospital, changed the zoning there, medical use only. So they'd have to go for some variance there. But, what Solomon was saying today at his press conference is that, the owners and property owners of the hospitals now, as his words, not mine, are buying politicals, and they're bullying people. And from what I'm starting to see now, as this is all starting to come to life, they never had interest in saving Christ Hospital. They went to the state looking for money. Why? They'll never get money now. If the state gives them an effing dime after they filed development plans for that site, the state is you got to get rid of everybody in Trenton then. With Raj McCurkey and Brian Stack, Senator Brian Stack, mayor of Union City also, and Raj McCurkey, our state senator, they went down to Trenton, hat in hand, trying to get $25 million for Hudson Regional Health, which I think was insane when they're telling us we're going to lose $60 million a year. So it was the proverbial throwing good money after bad with Christ Hospital, or the Hudson Regional Health Program. Now it turns out they had no interest. They just got $2 million that Hudson Regional Health said, well, it'll take us through the end of the month. Then we'll close the doors or knock out essential services. But then they filed plans with the city for 2 towers. So they had no interest in saving Christ Hospital. That was a foregone conclusion. They weren't interested in Christ Hospital at all. Now, I got a question where Ravi Bala, the mayor of Hoboken, and Mayor Fulop in Jersey City, they were not aware of this? Were they completely blind to everything Hudson Regional was doing here? Those 2 guys did everything they could. And they were doing the Peanuts dance, the happy dance there, when this is all, we saved the hospital. We're great, blah, blah, blah. Everybody can get sick in the Heights now because the hospital is going to be here. No, don't get sick now. Don't get sick now. You won't be going to Christ Hospital. Fortunately, we got the Jersey City Medical Center, and you got North Bergen's Palisade Hospital. I don't know if you could trust going to Bayonne. I would like to say, I got to talk to Jimmy Davis. I want to see where he feels on this. Where is he now? Where's Jimmy Davis on Hudson Regional? Who, by the way, didn't want Hudson Regional in Bayonne in the first place. But now he kind of changed his whole tune on there. Maybe it was a case with Jimmy. It was like, there was no alternative. I want to say Bayonne Hospital. So he went along with the flow there. Hoboken, they said he had $300 million, Hudson Regional Health. They were going to build a new hospital. They were looking at it. They're going to build a hospital across from the hospital in Hoboken. We're gonna invest and renovate all of it. And no, you have no interest when it comes to Christ Hospital. So a real question has got to be asked of Mayor Fulop. What did you know, and when did you know it? Did they indicate this anywhere when you guys were fighting? At least you said you were fighting to save the hospitals. And here we are in such a short span of time. It's not like we're 4 years down the road. We're like a couple of months down the road. And here it is. This hospital certainly looks, unless Mayor Fuller pulls some rabbit out of his hat, looks like they have no interest in running Christ Hospital. They want to knock it down and build these towers. But fortunately, we have the zoning in place, so they'll have to get variances. And I tell you, I don't think you're going to get those variances right now. I know Bill O'Day for many, many years in his situation with the hospitals. He's been leery of them for quite a while. with the Care Point. No matter before Hudson Regional showed up, he's been leery of the future of the Care Point hospitals. James Solomon's already just made his opinion. I don't know what McGreevy's situation is with this, where he stands with the hospitals. Allegedly, Hudson Regional Hospital principals or property owners or people who involved in the hospitals donated $35,000 to Jim McGreevy. I hope that doesn't taint his opinion and his commitment to Jersey City and his hospital. We need Christ Hospital. It serves the Heights. It serves the population. It serves part of the Journal Square area, Ward C. There's ways to make it work. Does it need renovations? Yes, it needs upgrades. Does it need to be demolished? No. It can be upgraded. You could throw money in there. We should have done the plan that I said before, where the county of Hudson gets involved with the not-for-profit that was formed to save the Care Point hospitals again. The county should have been involved where their hospital in Secaucus, Meadowview, could have been rolled into this. You would add the 4 hospitals there. The county could have been an essential partner in getting funding from the state of New Jersey. The county government can get funding from the state of New Jersey far easier than the principals of a hospital can. If anything, we would have had a hand on the wheel of the management of these 3 hospitals. But that never came to pass. We wanted somebody to do the dirty work for us, somebody to run it and put the money in there. And now we're starting to see it's not working out for us. We're going to have a problem. And we don't even really know what the issue is, or are there issues to come with Bayonne or Hoboken Hospital. We don't know. Now, I don't even know how we're getting money from the state, taxpayer-funded dollars, and putting it into for-profit entities here. That is Hudson Regional Health. So it is really interesting to see how this is all coming about. And I was astonished at James Solomon's press conference today that they actually submitted plans to the city of Jersey City to develop the site of Christ Hospital with 2 10-story towers. So obviously, we're not interested in saving that hospital. No way, no how. So it's a shame. Steve Fuller's a pretty smart kid. I don't know how they hoodwinked him here. They sold him a bill of goods. They deceived him. Whatever the case is, because Mayor Fuller, his goal was to save the hospital, and obviously that's not happening. So somewhere along the line, we got to ask Mayor Fuller, what did you know and when did you know it? Now listen, let's break for commercial. You're listening to the City Show here on GGR. I'll be right back.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just 1 pass stop away, or a quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
Panapinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintodevelopment.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201 867 2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self Storage. Let us be your good friend.
All right, we're back. Pat O'Melia here, City Show Radio on GGR. We were talking about the Christ Hospital situation. I think after I get off the air, I'll text Mayor Fulop to find out, was he aware of this? I don't see how you can deceive Fulop. Like I said, smart guy. I don't know how you could be deceived here. Well, obviously they did. I don't think Fulop was an accomplice to this, the demise of Christ Hospital. Let's talk a little politics. Looks like we got pretty much a dead heat now for the governor's race. I think we got 18 days till election day, something like that, 18. The only problem with polls, and last week all the polls had Sherrill and Citarelli in a dead heat. Then another one popped up this week that shows Sherrill up by 7 points. It is going to be extremely close. And I tell you, the factors in this race is going to be affordability, immigration, but heavy emphasis on affordability and safety. Yeah, it is getting ridiculously expensive here in New Jersey. You've just seen all your electric rates go up. And, yeah, I don't know when your electric bill comes in, but if it comes close to November 4th, that's going to be a problem. That's going to work out well for Citarelli. Now, again, Sherrill doesn't have, you can't put all the blame on her, but you can put it on the Democratic Party here in New Jersey on the affordability issues here. Yeah, especially when it comes to the energy. We deceived ourselves. We kidded ourselves. Let's put the wind terminals out in the ocean there, and then we'll have green energy. They never happened. You know, the whales were dying last year and the year before, so that and now the company that was doing the wind farm went out of business. The solar. Yeah, is there a future for solar and wind? Yeah, I think so, but the idea is you run that parallel with the existing energy generation you have. But we didn't do that. Our people in Trenton, that will close 6 energy generating plants. We'll prevent 2 from coming online. And we'll go all in on the wind farms that weren't even built yet. But we didn't even have the effing wind farms going. We didn't have them going. They weren't even, they did some sonar testing, and they might have put something on the ocean bed. But we closed the generating plants without any replacement electricity. So then we had to go out in the market to buy electricity. And that got expensive because we weren't generating it ourselves. So that's why all your rates went through the roof. And now some of these rates really went through the roof. Yeah, I know there's talk down with JCP&L where people's rates, they were like $200 last month. Now they're like $200 a month during the summer last year. Now they're like $800. When people go to vote, they're not going to forget that. That's what we call kitchen table issues. Mom and dad are sitting there trying to figure out how the hell are we going to pay for this? How are we going to pay the electric and gas bill here? There's no light at the end of the tunnel. And in New Jersey, if it is, it's a train that's going to hit us. Those plants are still offline. And we didn't allow the other 2 to come online. We thought, we wouldn't get the permit. No, we're going to put them propellers out there in the ocean, and all will be good. Well, here's the problem with propellers, the wind farm and the electric and the solar. If there ain't no wind, ain't no generation. Then I said, no sun, you don't have any sun recharging the batteries in your solar system. Now, again, my kids have about 140 different solar lights on their property in Seaside Heights, and they work if you have the sun. And you can see what happens when you have a cloudy day. At nighttime, some of them have better battery storage than others. They work for a few hours and then are out. Unless that sun is beaming, solar's not going to work. And unless the wind is blowing, the wind farm doesn't work. What works is nuclear. For that matter, New York, their legislators just passed a bill where they're going to now look into and put online pocket nuclear plants. Not the big stuff like 3 Mile Island. Everybody keeps pointing to 3 Mile Island from like 50 years ago with nuclear. Nuclear is probably our best source. It burns clean. Got to figure out how to store the waste from it, but that's something smarter people than me can do. But yeah, it's the best green energy we have. And don't talk about the storage of the spent nuclear Those wind farms, there's a lot of bad into that. There's a lot of oil. There's a lot of toxins in there. There's a lot of problems with birds and aquatic animals. With there's drawbacks to all our energy. Natural gas, it burns a hell of a lot cleaner than it did, 20 years ago, 40 years ago. We keep acting like we're in the 50s and the 40s here. That's not how it is with the natural gas. It's not even that way with the coal plants anymore. My generation, and you're welcome, are the ones that really changed on how we were saving the earth. My generation, we weren't polluting the Hackensack River and the Hudson River anymore, which we did. My previous generations threw everything in the river. You name it, they dumped it in the river. Buried cans of toxins, 55-gallon drums that I played on as a kid, jumping over these things. They're oozing stuff out of it. My generation is the one that took the initiative and started cleaning up the environment. And we did a pretty damn good job. There's actually fish in the Hackensack River. When I was a kid, there were no fish. Yeah, they were warned you couldn't even eat the crabs. The only thing I lived in there were the crabs. But all that changed now. And the natural gas burns extremely clean. There's buffers and scrubbers on the coal plants. I grew up next to a coal plant. At the end of West Side Avenue, Public Service had a coal plant there. There's a big mountains of coal down there. We all lived, but we all learned. And we realized this wasn't the best way. We had to come up with some other systems and other science to mitigate what was being spewed out of the chimneys of the energy generating plants with the coal. And they did it. Scrubbers, buffers, that sort of thing. And like I said, New York is now looking into the nuclear. And they'll do it because their rates have gone through the roof. The people over there are fed up. They're really fed up in New York about whatever. Probably a lot with Mandani. It'll be interesting to see that election. But election day comes. If those electric bills are on the desk on November the 3rd, that's a problem for the Democrats here in New Jersey. That's going to be a problem for Mikey Sherrill. I don't care about the cheating scandal or some of the missteps she's had in interviews and debates. The only really that kind of bothers me is the $7 million. She didn't know how it came about. Believe me, if I had $7 million, my wife would know. She would know. My kids would know. My relatives would know. Friends I didn't see in years would know I had $7 million. Believe me, you got to know how you come up with $7 million. And the other thing, in the debates, they're talking about Jack Citarelli. He had a publishing company at one time, and he printed, material. It's like Staples. Staples prints material. It's what he did. And she's blaming Jack for opioid deaths. Jack was working, he did publishing for the pharmaceutical companies. Yeah, he didn't, create the pharmaceuticals. To be honest with you, I'm not even sure how the pharmaceuticals became responsible for the opioids deaths. They created the product, they sold it, doctors prescribed it, pharmacies filled the prescription, and if people abused it, I don't know how that becomes the pharmacies. And the pharmacies had to pay. Rite Aid, CVS, they paid a big fee for dispensing the opioids. The pharmaceutical companies did. I don't understand how they were liable for that. And now we're even trying to do that with the oil companies. Jersey's, they're planning to file a suit against the oil companies for climate change because they sold the oil products, gasoline, heating oil. I guess if we're going to file a lawsuit against the petroleum companies in New Jersey, we'll stop using all that stuff. We won't have gas stations. We won't have home heating oil. We won't have any plastics, anything that's created out of oil. Kind of hypocritical to sue the people that we rely on so much through history with oil. And the Rockefellers, even the Egyptians, they had oil for their candles or whatever the hell they were running around in those little lanterns they had. And there was some sort of oil in there. But it just seems amazing that we will sue the oil companies. I don't think that'll be successful. But then again, you look at what happened to the opioids; they were successful, so maybe it is. But getting back to Jack, they sent him information. He put it in a little glossy, pamphlet and gave it back to his customer, and they did what they want. But remember, at the time, there was no issue with the opioids. There was no when Jack was doing this, there was no situation what was illegal. And again, I understand how this was legal opioids, but no, I'm not an attorney. But to say that Jack is responsible for the opioid deaths, well, you might as well look at Governor Murphy and say, well, he's responsible for all those COVID deaths too. But we're not throwing that. That's why we need. You need truth in political advertising. Somewhere along the line, there has to be some truth. Like just this morning, I'm watching Pix 11, and they're running the thing that high tax Jack, that he'll raise the sales tax. He'll have sales tax. He'll raise the sales tax on everything. We all know that he never said that, but they keep playing that same loop, heavily edited audio. It's not the truth. But we keep playing it, and Mike and Cheryl got upset about some of the commercials that Citarelli did. Well, it's kind of a tit for tat there, but somewhere along the line, so we can get the right information, so you can make an informed decision on election day, that you get the right information, and we don't have these campaign commercials that are just full of deceit and lies, and that's what a lot of these are. And the networks take it, and the news networks. They should turn around and say, listen, we heard this, the audio tape here. We know that's not true. But they're complicit. Maybe they should be sued for running these ads. I remember years ago where Glenn D. Cunningham was running for mayor in Jersey City. He had a problem getting his ads in the Jersey Journal. And I was doing the Jersey City radio show then. He got in touch with me about it, and I got in touch with the Jersey Journal and asked what the problem was. And they said, well, we couldn't confirm any of the numbers that Mayor Cunningham was using in one of these ads. So can you confirm the numbers in the other ads that are of his opponents? He didn't bother to do that. We just kind of fact check Mayor Cunningham. And after that, they put all his ads in there. Somewhere along the line, our people in New Jersey got to step down. Our people in Trenton got to say, listen, we got to have truth in advertising, in political advertising. So we're just not constantly throwing mud at everybody. So this way, the voters can make an educated choice on Election Day. Somewhere along the line, we have to have truth. And you get these flyers in your mailbox, and it's just full of lies. For that matter, there was I'm jumping the gun, but I'm going to jump the gun anyway. The No Kings Day protest in Jersey City. And some of the people I've known for years are there. And it's amazing what they were spouting off. And the people in the crowds are like, they're like seals there. They're all clapping, yay, oh, yeah, yeah. Either you are so uninformed in what's going on in this world, or you're effing stupid to believe some of this crap that these people were saying. But they're just like throwing chum into the water there. Let the sharks come, It's amazing. Katie Brennan, who will probably win the assembly seat along with Ravi Bala, she's yelling out, we should eminent domain Trump's Bedminster Golf Club course and build affordable housing. Well, you can't do that, but you're going to spout that stupidity to the seals in the streets outside of City Hall. Ooh, yeah, let's do that. It's effing illegal. You can't do that. But you spout that off and you fear to these people. And I'm looking at the footage and I'm like, are they that uninformed? Now, again, I read everything. I talk to the people. I speak to politicians all the time. I'm very up to date on what's going on. You have to read something. You got to get off effing Twitter. If that's the only place you're getting information from is Twitter. But to see these people, I swear they're like seals out there. You put little hats on these people. Then you got Ravi. Ravi Bala's attacking ICE over enforcement. Here's the problem with ICE, and I said this before. ICE is doing their job. They're doing the job they were hired for. Their job is to get the illegal aliens out of the country. They've been doing that job for years and years. No matter how much effort ICE will put in right now into illegal immigration, they will not get to the numbers the Obama administration had, where they deported like 5 million people. Using the same guy, by the way, Tom Homan. But ICE isn't your problem. ICE is just enforcing the laws of the land. You don't like the laws of the land? Change them. You don't like our immigration laws? Change them. Don't try to dance around them and don't try to ignore them, because that's the law. We are a nation of laws. And these guys and gals have been hired to enforce this. That's their job. To turn around, any elected officials turn around and berating these guys or gals is ridiculous. You don't like it? Change the law. But here's the problem. Nobody had the will to do that. Whether the Democrats, when they would control the Congress and the Senate and the White House, same thing with Obama, never changed it. Same thing with the Republicans. Bush controlled the White House, Senate, and Congress for a while. Did they change it? No. Right now, you got Trump in charge right now. Are they changing it? No. Nobody has the will to make the change. But don't sit there and berate, defund, because again, defund ICE. And the SEALs are out there. Yeah. It's the law. And we just can't ignore the laws of the country. So don't berate these. They're just doing the job. That's another part of our law enforcement. You got some other fools that talk about defunding the police. Oh, yeah, that's our first line of defense. Yeah, that's to defund our first line of defense. Defund the cops. We got to start going back to respecting law enforcement here in the country, and particularly in New Jersey. They are the first line of our defense is the police and law enforcement. And to sit there and say, we got to defund them is ridiculous. All right, listen, let's break for commercial. You're listening to The City Show here. I'm Pat O'Meara on GGR. I'll be right back.
Comprehensive healthcare is here, here, and here. RWJ Barnabas Health is healing, enhancing, and investing in Hudson County with its 2 newest locations, Hoboken and Exchange Place. Within walking distance or accessible by mass transit, our locations combine convenience with primary and specialty care, including cardiology, women's health, orthopedics, cancer care, and more. Let's be healthy together.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net.
No one plans on heart disease, but everyone should have a plan for it. We help patients of all lifestyles and medical histories plan for healthy hearts. We offer convenient screenings without judgment, hundreds of preventive programs, and women's heart specialists. And we're the largest cardiac surgery program in New Jersey. Make plans for a healthy heart with RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants. All major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
All right, we're back. City Show here, City Show Radio. Pat O'Meara here on GGR. One more thing before I leave the King's Day protest. My buddy Raj McCurkey. He's spouting off that Donald Trump's the reason our electric bills are high because he killed the Green Project. No, Raj, that's not what happened here. Those Green Projects never got off the ground. As I said before in the show, those wind farms never happened. We spent millions and millions of dollars, but it never happened. Now the company's out of business. No, Raj, that's the Democrats. That you guys in Trenton, Raj, who caused the problem with the electric. Like I said, instead of just doing a smart thing and running things parallel with our existing generating plants until you were sure, which you would never have been certain anyway, with solar and wind were going to be any major contribution to our energy grid, was going to work. You don't shut down the reliable energy generation. But guess who did? You guys did, Raj, not Trump. This has been going on long before Trump got in office. So again, they spout these things off, and they know it's inaccurate. And they're spouting it off to the masses there. And again, they're all like the SEALs. They're all, a bunch of SEALs out there. That's great. Oh, yeah, Trump bad. Oh, wait a minute. We had a problem with energy long before Trump got here. How is this possible? We got a race for mayor here in Jersey City. Tonight, like I said before, we're doing a debate at 6:30 live on Comcast and our streaming channels on YouTube and Facebook. We had some numbers that were released this weekend. And again, I take all these poll numbers with a grain of salt. Brings it back to Lou Manzo. Lou Manzo ran for mayor 3 times. His poll numbers were always great, but he always lost. He'd have like a 17-point lead election day. He didn't even make a runoff, you know? So Again, I think Jersey City people take these surveys that they get. Nobody ever calls me. I don't know. I never get any call for these political surveys. But Bill O'Day released one. And I think Bill probably does more of the honest questions because Bill wants to know exactly where he stands instead of pie in the sky. With Bill's polling numbers, what it shows is Jimmy Mack, James McGreevey, with 23% of the vote. O'Day with 20. O'Day and Solomon kind of in a dead heat for second with 20%. I'm certain we're looking at a December 2nd runoff. Who is the runoff with? I think McGreevy's in. Unless, somebody finds a, trunk full of dead cats in his car, I think McGreevy's in the runoff. Then it gets down to Solomon and O'Day. And I think what happens there, Solomon someday will be a mayor in Jersey City. Yeah, he can wait 20 years and still be the young guy. I think the constituency is what changes here, where O'Day has that. Billy could probably tell you exactly how many votes he's going to get. He knows his constituency so well. He has served it for so many years here in Jersey City. Now, Solomon has a constituency in E, but I don't think it's as great as the one that Bill has on the west side of the city. So I haven't really made a decision yet, but I think it's going to be really close. But we're definitely going to have a runoff, and it really comes down between O'Day and Solomon with their constituencies. And it's amazing when you look at this that McGreevy has no constituency in Jersey City, but he has got huge name value. Whether positive or negative, Jimmy McGreevy. There's no doubt about that. He can't lay claim to Ward F or Ward D or Ward C or A or anything like that. Where O'Day and Solomon have been here for many years. O'Day coming up like 40 years on the west side of Jersey City. Yeah, he's got into situations all over the city. So he's got name value and constituency very strong in the west side. And he does okay when you get up on the Kennedy Boulevard there and going over the other side to downtown. O'Day has it. Solomon has good constituency in E. But I think right now, unless something changes, I think it's going to be really tough for Solomon to make this runoff. But we'll see. He's running a hell of a campaign. He's going to get a lot of positive reaction to what he just did today at Christ Hospital. But it'll be interesting to see. Now, like I said before, with the debates, they're all on the award debates we did. We did 5 of them. They're all on YouTube. They're all getting streamed. I just got comments today on the Ward D. Well, the Ward D is the one, man, because I was doing it. And there's more people are sitting at home in their underwear watching that, saying, "Hey, there's Pat. There's Pat over there, doing good on that." But you can go there. One of the things out of the debates where we were doing Ward D, which is my home ward, which is why I let it go a lot longer than my guys wanted it to go, but it's my home ward. But we're getting a lot of views out of it, so it worked out anyway. The socialist there, Kid Jake, nice guy. It amazes me, these socialist views, that how they contradict the capitalistic society of America and what made America great, and how we became the greatest country that ever existed on the planet here. What he's talking about is human rights. You have a human right to housing. And I go back and forth to the candidates sometimes, but when you make some ridiculous kind of statement like that, you have a right to housing. Show me where that is. Where is this? Is it in the Bible somewhere? Is it in the Constitution where there's a human right to housing? No, there is no human right to that. You have a right to a lease. You have a right to a mortgage. You have to pay a mortgage, to pay a lease or a rent. But no, there's no human right that you get housing. I don't know where that came from, but that's the socialist view. The socialist wants everything given to them by the government. And that works until they run out of other people's money. Like Mandani, he's talking about taxing the rich. That's because someone's successful. They went out and got an education, or they acquired a skill, or they made good investments. Whatever the case is, where they have some wealth, doesn't mean we should run up there and play effing Robin Hood here and take their money and give it to people who didn't do that, who didn't acquire a skill or an education or made the investments or whatever it is, or didn't, work 3 jobs to get a down payment for a house and then went on a hook for a mortgage. You have to stop attacking people because they're successful and wealthy. It's America. We all get the same opportunity. What we do with it, it's up to us. Now, you might have some generational wealth where, the Rockefellers, they've been doing this, the rich thing for the last 100 years. But, there's a lot of new ones that made it through the internet, ShamWow guy and, all these things they sell on TV, that poof guy that takes these stains out of the carpet, he's doing pretty good. But these are all people that went out on a limb and they did it. And there's no reason for us to go after them because they're successful. You should pay more because you're successful. You should pay more because you have a degree. No. But that's the thing with the socialists. They want to get anybody who has money because they don't have money. Now, the Mandani guy, for that matter, his family has money. But they would rather go dig into everybody else's pocket to feed the masses here, people who didn't go out and do that. It's not the wealthy's fault that a lot of people didn't go out and extend themselves to do whatever is necessary. Yeah, there was a thing like the Sydney Sweeney kid. She gets attacked for doing ads for jeans. Well, she's an attractive woman and got into show business and was successful, and somebody's paying her a ton of money to push jeans, but she gets attacked for that. She's getting attacked because she made the effort, and probably was running around for years trying to break into the movies and plays and that sort of thing. But immigration, the socialists, they want universal rent control everywhere. Even mom and pop. If you own a 3-family home, you have to have universal rent control. Again, it's not my job. It is not mom and pop's job, or again, that person that broke their ass to save money for a mortgage to come up with a house for you to live, an apartment for you to live at a reduced rate or some rent control. That's not their job. Now, if a developer goes to the city or the state and wants some tax relief, they want an abatement, they want some assistance with bonding, that's a different story. Then there should be some rent control. Then there could be an affordable housing component to it. But no, just for the average person who has a 2-3-family home, they're stuck with a universal rent control and affordable housing? BS. They didn't go into hock for their family so you can have an apartment. They did that for their family, so hopefully they have some generational wealth in the future. That's the thing with these the socialists. They want the government to give them everything instead of them going out and earning it. Just go out and effing earn it. Go out there, get the education, acquire a skill, whatever you have to do. Go to college. Go to the VOTEC. Learn how to do auto repair, body and fender work. There's opportunities out there. Stop looking for everybody to give you a helping hand there and pay your bills. Life doesn't owe you a living. That's for damn sure. And to talk about, the upcoming election here, I just put this in the bottom of my notes. In Toms River, the tax bill came out. And the tax bill was astonishing to a lot of these people. I mean, they've seen their tax bills, some of these people seen their tax bills go up $12,000 a year because of the school funding situation. That's one of the problems that Citarelli or Sherrill is going to have to get into really fast, because there is definitely a divide on how we fund our schools, and it just manifested itself in Toms River, where Toms River actually wanted to go bankrupt, their school system, but the state wouldn't let them. So they forced them into these tax increases. And if you're a member of the Ring community, you've seen a lot of these comments when these tax bills came out. That is astonishing. Your taxes could go up $12,000 in 1 year. That's the problem. Jersey City, it costs, and it's give you an idea, Jersey City's got $1 billion plus school budget. It's about $37,000 a year to educate a pupil in Jersey City. It's about $18,000 in Toms River. Yet Toms River just had to jack up their rates because of the lack of funding they're getting from the state. Jersey City, do they deserve more? Probably. Union City gets more than Jersey City in school funding. That can't be. North Bergen, where my studio is, they get like spit from the state as far as education. That's all paid by the property owners here, the property taxpayers. If North Bergen wants to build a school, they got to build it. Brian Stack, they just dedicated a new school in Union City. It was paid for by the state. It didn't come out of the pockets of the people of Union City. But in North Bergen, that comes out of the pockets. They just opened a new junior high on Tunley Avenue at the site of the old high tech here in North Bergen. They had to pay it. They had a bond for it, and they got to pay the bonds off, and that goes on the backs of the property owners here in North Bergen. So there's a whole problem why Union City, Jersey City, Hoboken is an APIC district. How the hell is Hoboken an APIC district? You know, Jersey City and Hoboken have the highest property values in the state. They have the highest rents in the country. Yeah, Jersey City, Hoboken, they're in the top three, right, somewhere with New York City. And they're APIC districts. The state will build a school for them. The states will give them money for their education system. But you got North Bergen and Secaucus, that's not the case. So that's one of the big problems that of the affordability here in New Jersey, that Citarelli and Sherrill, whoever's the governor in January, that's the first thing they got to do. They've got to just stop, take everything off the table except the teachers' salaries. They stay on the table. You know, cut them, probably give them a raise. Everything else got to come off. And we have to have one figure on what it costs to educate a student in the public school system. There shouldn't be any difference from Jersey City to Toms River to Cape May. But there is. All right, let's break for commercial. You're listening to The City Show. I'll be right back.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
Panapinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintodevelopment.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Welcome back. Pat O'Melia here. City Show Radio on GGR, live here. We got about 5 minutes left in the show. Have you get your tax bill and it goes up $12,000 on you? Oh, jeez. That's what I was talking about before, the kitchen table issues, the electric bills, the gas and electric. Tell you one, the eggs are down. You got to give Trump credit for that. That was the big thing at the beginning of the year, the price of eggs. The price of eggs. Jumbo eggs in ShopRite this weekend, $2.99. Or guys done it with eggs. And the gas went down. It's under $3 a gallon for regular. So it's cheaper up in North Jersey than it is down in South Jersey. I was down in the seaside over the weekend, and it's like a 10-cent difference. I don't know why there's such a difference there. But the price, that was a big thing. Remember that beginning of the year? The price of eggs. The price of eggs are too high. Yeah. Now the price of eggs are down. Nobody talks about it. Nobody gives this guy any credit. Now, listen, there are problems with Trump. Yes. But, give credit where credit is due. He had peace in the Middle East for almost a day with the deal. Then Hamas went and missile attacked Israel. And there's so much for that. But I think Trump gave Hamas a warning to see disarm or be eradicated. That's some tough talking words there. Just let Israel do whatever the hell Israel has to do to have peace there. It's ridiculous. They're living like that. Yeah, every night you go to sleep, a missile may come through your house. That's not the way to live. Jersey Line this week, I went 9-6. There were a couple of games that some teams are frauds. The Los Angeles Chargers, they're a fraud. I thought they were a good team. I thought they were going to be a good team this year. They're frauds. They can't beat any real teams. Then my Giants. I won the Giants. I had the Giants +7. I'm watching the game. My wife and I decided to go up to the beachcomber. We were in Seaside. Let's get some pizza and some calamari and watch the end of the game up there. And little by little, we were up. We're shutting them out. I think at this point, I think it was 28-0 at this point. And little by little, this is starting to fade away. And I actually look at my wife and say, the Giants might actually blow this game. but I got the 7 points. And it got to the point now that my 7 points wasn't even safe. I don't think I've ever seen a team lose and give up 33 points in one quarter before. It's astonishing to watch that. And they lost the game, but fortunately I had the 7 plus 7, so I won that game. But, at that point, the Mariners have to come out of the owner's box and just fire everybody. So that was the most embarrassing loss as I can recall as a Giant fan in all these years. Maybe more than the Pasarchek, the fumble, where Herm Herbers runs it back for the Eagles. Or instead of taking a knee in the victory formation, no, we're the Giant. Pasarchek hands off to Zonka. Zonka drops the ball. Herm Herbers runs it back. Eagles win. This 33 points was probably more embarrassing than the miracle in the Meadowlands. The only thing that saves the Giants from complete embarrassment is the Jets. The Jets, they are a dysfunction. Their defense is fine. It's probably a top 5 defense. Their offense, I could draw up better plays and probably throw the ball better than Justin Fields right now. And probably with both of my knees that are desperately need to be replaced, I could probably move around better than Justin Fields. It's as if they never had a playbook. Or maybe that's right. Maybe there is no playbook. I don't know what they're doing with the Jets. Now, they're 0-7 now? They're tanking for Arch Manning. And Arch Manning will probably be a dud because the Jets will. I doubt if Grandpa Archie Manning will let him come to the Jets. I don't think that's happening. But if the Jets are smart, they keep an eye on Mac Jones with the 49ers. He's a good quarterback. He should have got more time with the New England Patriots. But that was the whole thing with Belichick there, and he was a young guy, and nobody has time for young quarterbacks anymore. But the Jets are the Jets, man. As embarrassing as it was for the Giants to lose that game, I actually said to my wife, well, at least we're not the Jets. At least we do have a couple. I think the Jason Dart kid has a future. I see a lot of Phil Simms in him. But at some point, you got to look at the coaching staff. The defensive coordinator, if he has a job at the end of the day today, there's a problem. That guy shouldn't be there. You can't give up 30. You got this game in your effing hands. Plus, I got 7 points. I'm enjoying my pizza. And before I could eat 2 slices of pizza, we're losing the effing game. It was incredible. All right, listen, I'm out of show. Am I out of show? We're out of show? Okay, I'm out of show. Listen, remember tonight we got the debate here at 6:30 on Comcast 190, YouTube, and on Facebook on the Hudson Media Group channels. I'll see you tonight. Be good. Be safe. Later. Bye.